Hello, my name is Steve. I play many video games, with my favorite being Minecraft. It was a Thursday. I had played Minecraft for a few hours and became bored with my world. Everything in the game was done. Ender Dragon was beaten, Wither slayed, and a huge load of diamonds collected. Multiplayer was fun, but I wanted to play alone. At this point, the only thing to do was download some mods. The first mod I got was the Hexit mod pack. It added tons more bosses and things, however, I finished it off after a few weeks and moved on. I kept on getting and removing mods, but one mod stood out unlike the rest of them: Endless Ice. Unlike Hexit and Techit and other mod packs, this was just a mod, so I had an easy time downloading it. Once I downloaded it, I installed it and made a new world with it. To my surprise, instead of anything icy, I spawned in a regular plains biome in the middle of a little village which was made by the mod. I stocked up on supplies, getting wood and such, upgraded my village, and went on. I noticed that it would snow a lot, and the water would turn to ice near my village. But this was no surprise. It was named Endless Ice, so it would be something cold and icy. One weird thing I found out was that every day that passed, the more often it snowed. A few days later, I went back into my world, was chilling around my village with my new frozen armor I crafted from mining some frozen ingots a few days ago. I went over to the shopkeep and went to buy some food. However, I noticed there was a new item. It was named the Frozen Gem. Out of curiosity, I bought it. Text appeared saying, "Be careful," which I guess was from the shopkeep. I thought those lines meant that it spawned a boss, because you could be killed by a boss, so it would be natural for people to say, "Be careful." I went to the frozen dimension via a portal and right-clicked on the ground. A boss appeared named question mark, question mark, question mark. It looked like a frozen flying monster with one eye. With another mod I had, I saw it had 2,000 health. I wanted to kill this boss so I could get the loot. However, it just floated in midair while I fired my bow at it. It must have been immune to projectiles. Suddenly, it opened its one eye. I was killed and respawned in a pitch-black room. I was unable to mine the walls. I was walking down the pitch-black hall, not seeing anything. Suddenly, I heard a walking noise. It sounded different from mine, and it was not very loud at first, but gradually grew louder and louder. I broke into a sprint. The noise became louder and louder as I ran down the black hall. Suddenly, I hit a wall and turned around. The noise became slower as my heart pumped. What was this evil enemy? Would I have to kill it for this to be over? Suddenly, I got the nausea effect on my character. My vision was shaking, but then it stopped. Not long later, the footsteps stopped. Then, red eyes appeared through the darkness. I couldn't walk forward. I started taking rapid damage. When I had half a heart of life left, it stopped. I heard a growl. I screamed. I saw two pure white eyes and a huge gray mouth. The mouth and eyes started getting bigger and bigger. I was hearing a laughing sound, as if they were trying to torture me. I heard a large bang and my character died. I respawned back to my kingdom with my items, but because I was still aware that something was wrong, I wandered around my kingdom and came to the shopkeep, who gave me that cursed gem. The shopkeep looked as if he was frostbitten. When I right-clicked him, a text appeared saying, "Why didn't you listen?" Then, the shopkeep died. My game was turned into hardcore mode, meaning that when I died, the world would be deleted. I was almost happy, but the little faces on my health bar looked different. Their eyes were like an ice color, telling me not to die. I tried turning it back to peaceful, but right after I did, I was back on hardcore again. I was stuck. Text appeared. "You cannot hide," it read. I screamed and broke into a sprint. The boss health bar appeared, with the name on top of the bar being question mark, question mark, question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark started bombing my village. In a matter of seconds, my village was long gone. All my work, gone. Then, the ruins started to freeze up. Text appeared saying, "You are next." I ran. The boss was gaining on me. It started snowing, and the landscape was turned to ice. Every biome was completely turned to ice. I ran into a cave, hoping that it couldn't get in. Suddenly, mobs started spawning in a cave. They were not the usual zombie and skeletons. They looked as if they were frostbitten. And when they hit me, I ran slower. There were too many to kill. I had to go outside, but question mark, question mark, question mark was still out there bombing the cave entrance. I knew I couldn't beat it, because it already proved to be invincible. I decided to fight them. Miraculously, I survived. However, I noticed red eyes on the stone. They also had a little black pixel on them, staring at me. The eyes started spreading across all the stone, and I heard the walking noise and the evil laughs again. I ran outside the cave and sprinted past question mark, question mark, question mark, taking loads of damage. The walking noise didn't stop. It was gaining on me fast. Question mark, question mark, question mark was gone already somehow, as if it died. Suddenly, black tunnels appeared with me in them. I ran everywhere, but there was no way out. I was running fast. And then, when I saw the red eyes again, I charged at the attacker. I killed this boss, but I was still in the tunnels. I couldn't mine out, so I moved onward. While I was walking, suddenly, question mark, question mark, question mark's cry came out. His boss health bar appeared, and I saw it in the tunnels. However, the cries sound like they were more than one of them. They started attacking me, and I ran. I heard a demonic laugh as I ran down the hallway. The eyes appeared on the walls. This time, they looked angry. I tried to run away, but I was teleported. I was in a 2x2 room, and I was just walking around trying to figure a way out. There was no music, but the silence scared me. There was no sound, even when I was walking. Suddenly, pistons opened up the floor and I fell through. I landed in a joint of tunnels. But there was a sign. It read, "Game over." I wandered around the tunnels, but they were just dead ends. While I was searching the tunnels, the walls closed behind me, so I couldn't get back to the joint. I wandered around and did everything I could to get out, but there was no way out. I decided to cheat. I remembered I can turn creative mode on. I turned creative mode on and broke through. Everyone was gone back to the surface, so I started trying to find a place away from this cursed wasteland. I flew across the ice, but I couldn't find a single tree or biome without ice. I kept on searching, and somehow found a village that wasn't covered in ice. I, however, noticed that it didn't look like a normal spawn village, but I didn't care. I got away from the ice. Right away, I noticed something strange again. The villagers that lived there looked scared, and when I used a mod that let me define what the name of the mob is, their name was just a bunch of random letters. This was not just a village. The villagers moved quicker than any peaceful mob I had seen before. They moved as if they were being chased, but nothing was after them. I realized what this was. This was a village being attacked by all this ice, but they could not do anything about it. I stuck around the village for a little bit, but nothing changed. I kept alert though. What was attacking us? Was it question mark, question mark, question mark, which I will now refer to as ice? It drove me crazy. Why wouldn't they attack and get this over with? I was tired, so I gave up and went to bed. The next day, I logged on and got ready to leave the village. But then, I decided to stick around. Monsters couldn't hurt me while I was on creative. I was fine now. I built a castle wall around the village, hoping that would help. After a few hours of building, I saw it. Ice blocks were forming over the wall. Mobs spawned that looked like ice blocks, running across the ice, attacking the villagers. The villagers let out a somewhat loud cry when hit. In a rush, I flew away from the village. Suddenly, ice spawned. The boss started bombarding the village as he had done mine. However, maybe I could kill it in these conditions. I got out a diamond sword and attacked him, but my sword did no damage to him. I flew, with ice following. He slowly caught up and shot me. It didn't hurt because I was on creative, but the shock made me fall. I hit the ground, and suddenly Ice's eyes shined. A hole appeared under me, and I was getting sucked into the hole that I tried to fly out of. But the force that sucked me in was stronger. I gave up and fell down and started to die into the void. I wondered, what was next?